Based on what you talk about, the leadership practices of Jesus, imagine today that Jesus was here. Based on what he was recorded of his words in the Gospels, what kind of advice do you think he would give today to a young person or anybody who is an artist? An artistic expression. I mean, a musician or a painter or anyone who is involved in some sort of artistic expression.
Well, don't violate the principles that I teach in the gospel is what he would say. I believe God wants people to be artistic. I can't believe that God would provide people inherently the skills and talents to be great artists. Olivia Bennett lives in our neighborhood and or has a shop in our neighborhood, and since she was a child, she's had the ability, without taking any art lessons, to paint these beautiful flowers, and they're just gorgeous. But Olivia believes in God, and I don't believe she'd want to ever want to paint something that would offend God, and I believe that would be the guideline. So it's like movies. We talked about movies, and we're talking about why do they make all these horrible, scary, sickening, sexual type, perverted movies, and you told me it's because of artistic expression. Well, and realistically, the movies that get the most attendance are the movies that are not like that. What you call your general audience movies, because people they take their kids to them, they go to them. But we say, well, if you want to artistically express yourself, you got to throw some words in there and some nudity in there. Well, there's no way God endorses that. God doesn't endorse anything that's going to be obscene or promote obscenities or orgies or stuff like that.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a hard question.
Okay.
What about depicting real life for, say, a sacred purpose? By that, let's say you want to talk about the problems of war. Wouldn't it be difficult to depict true war without the true violence and the language and everything?
I believe some of the expression is going to be gory. It's going to be bloody. I believe God. Read some of the stories in the Bible. They're very gory. One story, they cut this person's parts up and sent it to all these different people. I used to read this to my daughters. You want to know a scary story? Let me tell you this scary story about cutting this woman up and sending all her different parts of her body to these different people. Well, God endorsed that to send a message. So yes, I believe there's going to be expression that's going to be gory. I believe there's going to be some actual natural expression that's not termed nudity to promote sexual desires or promote orgies that God's endorsed. A lot of the things we probably are against, the radicals are against on either side, aren't going to be thrown out because of the fact that God looks at it different than we do.